Chapter 6. For Keys time. It was almost 2 a.m. after hanging up with him. I couldn't sleep. My thoughts kept coming back to his face that I had just met during the day. It looked suspiciously familiar, like we had been closer before. He had made me feel uneasy since the day before. I couldn't remember where I had met him, but I was sure that I had. That's why I tried calling him to refresh my memory. But I got nothing in return except for a heated argument. But I enjoyed teasing him. Just think, how could someone with a sullen face not be able to escape when teased? I sat watching my grandfather adjust the pattern of the tycoon. Until I fell asleep in the chair for a long time. It seemed that the suit wouldn't be finished easily. It must be because my grandfather was old. His energy that used to be abundant was starting to decrease. He used to be able to finish sewing suits one by one, but he wasn't even able to finish half of it. I heard my grandfather sigh every now. The heavy-hearted look made me, who had never paid much attention to this job, start to feel worthless again. "Grandpa, should we continue tomorrow?" I suggested. Grandpa looked at me through his glasses and shook his head slightly as usual. "No way, if we delay, we won't be able to finish. He already told me to send it in the evening. He wants to finish it before you go to the event. Grandpa doesn't want to send the suit himself, it's inconvenient. But I think, don't bother me, the longer you delay, the more time you'll waste, Key. It's true what grandfather says. My grandfather is old this year. His strength is declining." I glanced at Grandpa again and decided to tell him. "Then when you finish, I'll send it to you first and then go to the event. Grandpa, I'm sleepy. Go to bed." "You go to bed, Key. If you don't sleep, how can I sleep? You don't usually wait for me." "We're worried today, so I waited. Who told that guy to use my grandpa so hard? Please, Grandpa, just this once. Don't accept this kind of work again next time. It's not good for your health. Are you afraid that I shall die and leave you all alone?" "Grandpa, don't speak. You're being so loud. Are you afraid other people won't hear you, kid? I don't like it." "Grandpa, don't speak about dying again. Even if you don't want Grandpa to talk, but Key, you can stop anything, but you can't stop anyone from dying. Look at your parents, Grandpa." Okay, Grandpa won't talk. Once I'm done with the binding, Grandpa will go to bed. I'll wake up early tomorrow morning to sew the sleeves, so that you can send him to the master before nightfall." After Grandpa said that, he became quiet as if he had turned off a switch. I knew right away that Grandpa knew how I felt because we've been together my whole life since I can remember. "Then tomorrow, I'll go deliver the suit to the tycoon and come back later. I'll go to Brother Chun's party." I took the opportunity to ask Grandpa for permission. Grandpa glanced at me for a moment and sighed again. "Chun is a good boy. Don't bother him too often." "I'm not bothering you. Every time, Brother Chun invited me to tutoring. I lied to my grandfather because in fact, Brother Chun taught me to play the piano more and I asked him not to tell my grandfather that I didn't tutor him in general subjects like he thought. Maybe he invited you out of politeness." "No, Grandpa, he isn't that kind of person," I answered confidently. Grandpa shook his head slightly before lowering his head to continue working. I knew that my grandfather was worried about me disappearing every evening after he finished his job of delivering vegetables and fresh food from the market to restaurants. I liked to stop by Brother Chun's family to learn the piano and a little English. And I would always bring back all kinds of snacks to eat and share with my grandfather. Grandpa used to say that I have the skills to make a living, don't just beg. But I didn't ask for them. I got them because Brother Chun's parents were kind to me. It made me feel good every time they were kind to me. Especially Brother Chun, a very kind person. Someone I never knew I would meet anywhere else in my life. "Oh, Key, what do you think about Mr. Threekacha?" Grandpa asked as if it was a normal thing. My hands were still busy pulling the pins while I was busy sewing. I was a little curious, but I didn't think there was anything special. So I answered my grandfather without thinking. "He's good looking. Do you like him? I don't like him. I answered without thinking. But he's a good person who you can rely on. I've never thought about relying on him. But I want you to like him. You have to like him, understand, Keeta? Why? No, why not? I'm just telling you. My grandfather interrupted me. I was confused because my grandfather's words seemed serious. Why did Grandpa want me to like him? If anything, he's someone you can rely on. And he's many years older than your brother Chun. Do you not like brother Chun? That's why you said that guy is better when you've never even talked to him. I asked, puzzled. I don't care. I just want to tell you that Mr. 3 is good. If there's anything, you can go ask him for help. Oh, what kind of person would I ask him for help with, Grandpa? Just to be on the safe side. Oh, but he has one thing that he can't do. What? He has words that are as sharp as a honey razor blade. Every time he says it, it makes me lose my confidence. I not only scolded him, but I also made a face at the person in the conversation. That's good. If I am not here, there will be someone to restrain you. Grandpa said and laughed. I don't understand why Grandpa is laughing, but I don't laugh at all. In this life, I only have Grandpa. If it's not Grandpa, I have no one left. How am I going to live? Don't even talk on the safe side. In any case, there's no way I can rely on that 3 elephants. What 3 elephants are you talking about? That's Mr. Threekacha. If it's not 3 elephants, what's wrong, Grandpa? I laughed, thinking of his face, but I quickly shut my mouth because Grandpa cleared his throat. You really have a bad mouth. Grandpa's worried that he won't be able to handle you. I'd say that Grandpa just talked nonsense, but I was annoyed. Keeta could only wrinkle his nose out of habit until he heard the sound of a chair being dragged. I was startled. When I saw Grandpa move from his seat in front of the sewing machine to the overlock machine, I could only droop my head. Grandpa would probably be obsessed with the tycoon outfit for at least another 3 hours. Just the suit alone, with the fabric glue and lining, would take as long as sewing 2 pieces of fabric. Now there were pants, who it seemed like it would be a long time in the end. I fell asleep without realizing it. I only realized it when the old clock on the wall chimes the morning. The sewing machine is empty, and Grandpa is not there. I was shocked and quickly got up to go look in the room and found Grandpa snoring comfortably on the bed. I sighed in relief and looked at the table to see that the suit that Grandpa said was probably not finished sewing was finished and beautifully put on the mannequin. Grandpa, you've been up all night. What if you faint? If I complain, he will say that I'm complaining. If I don't complain, I thought that was just a joke. But I quickly washed my face and went to buy some fruit as Grandpa ordered yesterday. If I was any later, the market would be closed. And I would be the one who would die because Grandpa scolded me. Today, the market was not very lively. It was probably because it was the middle of the month. People usually didn't spend much. I walked around choosing fruit calmly because Grandpa told me to choose beautiful fruit to take as souvenirs. Why did you come so early today, Keeta? I stopped after hearing a high-pitched voice shouting. I turned back to look and saw that it was the regular vegetable vendor who I helped push vegetables to deliver to the restaurant every evening. Grandpa asked me to buy some fruits to give to an acquaintance. I answered vaguely because I didn't want Aunt to pry further. Her name is Warren, means sweet. Everyone knows that Aunt Warren is a vegetable seller who is famous for spreading news in the market better than anyone else. No matter how big or small the matter is, if Aunt Warren knows, the world will know. I quickly chose a few more light yellow pears to fit in the fruit basket I bought. They should be good for the elderly because the pears are soft and not too hard, making them perfect as a gift. Here you go, just pay. Oh, I only bought good stuff today. I guess the acquaintances in question must be very important to my grandfather, to make a stingy person like him willing to spend his money. Oh, Auntie, someone like my grandfather isn't considered a stingy person. He's called a spender. I answered Mayan jokingly. Mayan pressed the calculator and laughed before handing me the calculator. Okay, auntie, calculate the whole amount, thank you. Auntie, do you want anything else? No, I'm in a hurry, I quickly said and paid so I could hurry back to prepare for Brother Chun's event tonight. After walking a few stalls, I met Uncle Sam'p. Sam'p means cotton wool. He is the owner of a famous vegetable stall. He was a kind-hearted old man whose skin was a little different from his name, which could be called dark chocolate. I couldn't escape Uncle Sam'p's eyes, so I was called again. Hey, Fee, come here first. What's up, Uncle? I'm in a hurry. I know, come here for a moment. Melly couldn't call you, so I called to leave something for her to tell you. Uncle Sam'p shouted through the vegetable stalls again. What's the matter, Uncle? She told me to stop by at Antony's beauty salon today at 10 p.m. She's going to do a live broadcast selling clothes. She wants you to be her model. I looked down at my watch and nodded. Oh, okay, thank you, Uncle. Oh, last time you helped her as a model, she said it sold out so well that her stock was sold out. You should focus on this, it's much better than running an old suit shop with your grandfather. I'm not as good as Mally, Uncle. You're too humble, Uncle said quickly. I could only smile shyly. I know that helping Mally live on TikTok has a lot of followers, so there are often comments asking Molly to invite me to do it together. But I don't like this. I quickly asked to take the fruit home first because it was almost noon. It's good that there was leftover food in the fridge since yesterday, so I wouldn't have to make lunch anymore. But before I got anywhere, Mally stood in front of me and blocked me. Hey, my handsome key. Come here first. Can I take the fruit basket to put away first, sis? No. Today, I have new clothes. They're super cool. I want Key to try them on before I go live. Grandpa will scold me. Oh, wait. It'll be a moment. I'll fart before the smell goes away, I promise. Sam'p didn't just negotiate and pulled my arm. But I hesitated, but I felt bad. So I could only follow Mally, who didn't talk much and dragged me along. Speaking of which, I couldn't help but envy Mally. She isn't beautiful, but she's smart and good at business. Mally told me that there's nothing strange about it. A chicken is beautiful because of its feathers, and a person is beautiful because of their clothes. She is beautiful because she dresses up, and most importantly, what makes Mally earn money and have money to spend that people her age would be ashamed of is her words that invite people to spend money. She is very good at it. She is only 1 year older than me, but she is much more mature. She earns a lot of money from live streaming, selling clothes and cosmetics, and now she is studying various courses online. If I sold say that she is a guru in this world. Aside from Brother Chun, who I like a lot, Mally is also good to me and always finds me jobs. I say that Mally is a future millionaire and a celebrity girl in the market.